Hello everyone, my name is Kayla from Chromatic Creations and welcome to my channel. Today I thought we would do a very special little episode of Chromatic Show and Tell. Okay, this is actually episode 2, I guess. In the first episode I showed you guys all of the crochet sweaters I have ever made, and in this episode we are going to talk about all of the ceramics objects I made in my ceramics class this last semester. As you guys may know, I am a visual arts major at my local community college. I've only been taking one class a semester. I'm barely a college student, but I do take a college class every semester, and I just finished ceramics. I really enjoyed this class. If you guys have been watching my vlogs, you've probably seen little snippets of me working on my ceramic stuff or maybe showing you something I've been working on. But today I just wanted to sit down and show you everything. The semester actually just ended about a week ago and I finally got all of my stuff back. It's all finished and glazed and pretty and it is ready to be shown off. If you watched my last video, you know I did a very special knitwear ceramics vase. And that just scratches the surface of the things I have made in this class. So sit back, grab your craft project, maybe a yummy drink, and let's hang out and talk about some ceramics. Now, disclaimer, I am not a potter. I am not a ceramics major. Ceramics is not my main art form by any means. However, I really did enjoy the process of seeing my little sketches of what I wanted to make come to life into these really cool pieces. So I hope you guys can find some appreciation for them as well. So let's start from the beginning. We'll go chronologically as best as I can. It's kind of hard with ceramics because I was working on multiple things at the same time, so I will do my best. Starting off, the first project I made is a pumpkin, and as you can tell, the glazing did not turn out very well on this pumpkin. Now, I don't know if the glaze wasn't fully mixed when I gave it a dip, but it was not supposed to turn out this way. This is what the clay looks like unglazed. This is closer to what it was supposed to look like with this shiny, smooth texture, but all of this dark brown is still rough like the clay, and it doesn't look good. The shape of the pumpkin, however, is super cute. I really wish this one would have turned out, but unfortunately, this one was kind of a flop. My next piece that I made was my little flute. A little bit of context. For the class, we had to make at least 10 projects. 6 of them had to be from a prompt list, and one of the prompts was to whistle while you work. So make like a whistle, an ocarina, a flute, something that makes noise. So as a flute player, I played flute for 7 years in middle school and high school. I knew I could make a flute. It's a very simple construction. You have the aperture that you blow air across. The sound travels through the flute with a few different keyholes to change the tone, and it does in fact work. So does it sound good? No. Cover your ears, but I will play and show you guys what it sounds like. It makes noise. I can change the tone. That was really what I was going for. It sounds kind of silly, but it does work really well. I really like how the glaze turned out on this one. Now, what I did for this is I did a really thick dip glaze, and then I took a wet sponge and kind of brushed it off, and it gives it almost this wood-like texture, and I think it turned out super cool, and it looks very kind of rustic and charming, and I don't know, I'm very happy with how this one turned out. I apologize if you can hear banging. They are putting in new carpet in the apartment right next door, and of course they had to do it right when I started filming. So I'm gonna try to talk between them banging, but I apologize. For my next project, I had a ton of clay left over from my flute project that was in a slab, like a flat slab form. So what I did is I condensed it all together. I took this paddle and I just beat it, okay, until all of the air came out. It was really compressed. I did an excavation project, which is essentially taking a carving tool and carving the outside to what the shape I wanted, and then I cut it in half and I carved out the inside and I put the two halves together. and I made this, which is actually one of my favorite pieces that I made this semester. This is a little wax burner in the shape of a tree stump. So you can put a little tea light candle in there and a little wax cube and make your house smell good. A little candle holder smelly thing, and the outside is carved to look like a tree stump. And this glaze, I'm telling you guys, this glaze worked wonders because in some of the thicker parts, the brown turned green, so it almost gives it this like mossy wooden texture. So really just make it look like a tree stump, and I think it turned out so cute. I cannot wait to use this in the new house. I need to buy some little tea lights and some wax, but I just think this one is so cute and definitely one of my favorite projects that I made this semester. Next up, we have a interesting attempt at making a game board. So it was supposed to sit together like this, closed, but my slabs kind of warped while they were drying, so it doesn't sit together very well. But this is 2 halves of a Mancala board. Mancala is a game typically played with marbles or beads, and it's just a, I guess, movement game. I don't know if you've never played it before. It's a really fun game actually, and I made this because my husband's never played it, and I used to play it all the time in elementary school in the little library. So I'm gonna get some little beads or marbles to play with and teach my husband how to play. I do think this turned out really cute. I'm sad that it doesn't fit together as well as I wanted it to, but it is still a usable board. It is what it is. I did have like little grooves in the corner, like little indents and little pokies, because it was supposed to fit together really nice, and it didn't. But I'll still use this, and it does store pretty small, which is nice. So I need to find like a little box that this fits in really nice and get some foam, and that way I can store it nicely. But this is my homemade Mancala board. I really like the glaze though. I think the green turned out super, super pretty. Up next, we have a project that I spent a very good majority of the class time working on. You've probably seen it if you watch my vlogs, and that is my mushroom piggy bank. I spent way too much time on this project, okay? But the prompt was anything but a piggy bank. So like anything but like an actual pig for a piggy bank. And I did a little mushroom cottage thing. So it's got a little front door. You can't really see the lights, but it has these little string lights outside. And the lid, obviously the mushroom cap comes off, and you put little money in here, and the chimney is where you slide the money in. So you put the money in the chimney and it stores in the little vase of the house. And it does work. It fits quarters. I don't know if you can fit $50 in there, but yeah, my little piggy bank, I think it turned out really cute. I did a method called underglaze on it, which is like you can paint it on. It's not like a dip, like you're not dipping it in a big bucket of paint essentially. So I got to paint it on, so I got to do like the little colors and stuff. And yeah, this project took me forever. I made it with the coil method. So like it's called a coil pot, and you basically like roll out these really long coils, and you like something like this, and it is kind of difficult. The top is made with like a pinch pot ball, and then I like deflated it and pushed it inwards. So it's kind of lumpy and weird, but it's solid and it works. So I'd say it's a win. I think it's cute. I think it's a fun little whimsical decor piece. I'm glad I don't have to do it again. So the next piece kind of leads in from that. While I was making the coil pot vase, the first vase that I made way too big. So I ended up using that vase for my next project, which is this vase right here. I love this vase, okay? I painted a little lizard on here, okay? I wanna say it's called a Western sagebrush lizard. I don't know if that's right, but they're native to Idaho, the region I'm in, Southern Idaho. And I just think it turned out so cute. Okay, got a little lizard. I have these cool geometric designs, and this did fit for one of my prompts. I did a members bowl. So it's got like the geometric design and the animal, and instead of doing a bowl, I did a vase, and I really like how this turned out. I like the brown coloring. It's kind of very earth tones and just interesting to look at. This is definitely a piece I will be displaying in the new house. This fit a prompt from a container. This is my little gyroid or gyroid, I don't know how you pronounce it, from Animal Crossing, and I did not paint the eyes black. I might still, honestly, because he's got little black eyes and a little black mouth, and his little head comes off and you can put stuff in him. I think the shaping of this project is really, really cute. I think he turned out really nice. However, one of the things I had to do when glazing him, glazing is the color, by the way, I had to put wax, and you paint the wax on anywhere the two ceramic pieces are going to touch. That way they don't fuse together when they get fired. And unfortunately, when I was waxing this guy so that the lid would not fuse, the wax did drip down onto his face and it doesn't look the best, unfortunately. And I'm really sad about it. I had really high hopes for this guy and it's just kind of sad. I think if I paint the little eyes black, it'll kind of detract from that weird kind of light line on his forehead. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this piece. I really like him though. As you guys know, I love Animal Crossing. I do Animal Crossing live streams on this channel, which you should definitely check out, by the way. They are so much fun, very cozy, great entertainment if you're just sitting around crafting, doing your knitting or crocheting, etc. But here's my little gyroid project. Not my favorite, but the effort was there, okay? I tried. And then we just have one more hand-built piece, and that is our knitwear vase. I made a whole video on the process. If you want to watch it, it is already up on the channel, so go check it out if you want to see how I made this. But this is a ceramics piece with the texture of knit on it, just stockinette, and I think it turned out so cool and beautiful. I did a color wash of oxide, which just really sits into the texture and just really makes it pop. It feels like knit, has the texture. It is a very good size vase here. Okay, it is super, super cute. I might have to make the husband buy me some flowers to put in this vase. Okay, it's just adorable. I love it. I will be using this for a long time. This might be my new family heirloom. Okay, it's just very, very neat. I spent a lot of time working on this, so I hope to get some good use out of it in the future. And that being said, I also made two miniature guys here, which I have decided will be gifted. These will be gifted to two of my very special fiber art friends. Okay, I'm not gonna say who, but if you got one, you know who you are. And they're just kind of little trinket trays or dishes. They do have nice little foot rings. I put the year and my little, actually I didn't sign this one. That's really weird. This one is signed. This one's got my little initial and the year. I don't know why this one's not signed. It is mine though, I promise. I made this. But these are my little extras that I made with the leftover imprinted clay from making the big vase. I have three little extra pieces that are hand built, but they were not for any project prompt. I did not turn them in for grade. They were just like, I had extra clay and a couple extra minutes, so I threw together some little objects. Starting with this one, warning, if you have trypophobia, I apologize. This is my little, I guess it's like a little tea light candle holder. So you can put like a little tea light in there. It has all of these little holes. Okay. I have not tried it out yet, but I do intend on using it at some point, but I think it turned out really cool. I'm excited to see like the light kind of coming in through the little holes and stuff. I have this, which I showed off in my knitwear vase video. This is just a little incense holder. So it's got a little hole right here. You stick the incense in and it just kind of catches the ashes as it burns. This is just made up with leftover texture from the knitwear as well. And I really like the glaze on here. I think it turned out really cool. And this one is the same. This is made with the leftover knitwear. This is the single stranded knit that I did. So I used a double knit for that one, which if you watch the video, you'll see this is just leftover clay slab that I had. So I kind of just formed it into like a little itty bitty little vase here. Maybe like a pencil or pen holder, or maybe I'll put my straight needles in it or something. So that is all of my hand built pieces. Let's go ahead and move on to everything I threw on the wheel, okay? So if you don't know much about ceramics, hand building is when you form stuff with your hands. So think about squishing clay, smoothing it with your fingers, rolling it out, flattening it and forming it, okay? Throwing on the wheel is very different. You have this big chunk of clay, you slam it down, and the wheel spins around. You kind of push it and form it and mold it into a shape. And it's actually really hard, okay? It is actually really difficult. However, this class was not my first experience throwing on the wheel. So I did get to go in with having some prior experience on how to throw on the wheel. So what you're seeing here is not a complete beginner. Just keep that in mind. Throwing on the wheel is pretty difficult. I've had previous experience. I don't know what order I made these in, so I'm just gonna kind of show you as I go. Let's start off with my first and only bowl that I made this semester. And here it is, just a really cute little bowl. Honestly, this looks like the perfect bowl for some little snackies. Okay, maybe some like guacamole if I'm like serving up, you know, dinner, or I don't know. It's just a cute little bowl, okay? I used like a rose quartz, but it kind of turned out salmon-y glaze on here. It just looks super nice. I do love the shape of this bowl. I think it just turned out really nice. I carved a foot ring along the bottom. My signature's in there somewhere, but there is my one and only little bowl that I made. Let's do the kind of odds and end pieces. So one of the things I personally struggle with throwing on the wheel is making things tall. I'm pretty good at making things wide, like the bowl is wide, but it's not very tall. And it is something I struggled with a good bit. I'll show you my tallest piece. It did not turn out the best. This is the tallest piece that I made this semester. It is probably 3, maybe 4 inches tall. It's not very big. It does have a really interesting kind of green glaze on the outside, and the glaze kind of puddled on the inside on that one little side. It's really weird. I think these little polka dots are supposed to be speckled all over the outside, kind of like you can see a little bit here, kind of like little freckles. I don't think the glaze was fully mixed and it's just all on the inside. Now this cup, it looks really great. It is very heavy, and that's because the clay on like this half, is like this thick, where right here it is considerably thinner. So it is a very dense little cup. I feel like this would be really nice for like a matcha. Maybe I'm just thinking that because it's green, I don't know. Or maybe like a nice teacup. Since the clay is so thick, this would be a really great cup for hot drinks. I feel like it would retain the heat really well and kind of keep it insulated. But I don't know if I will be keeping this one in my collection. It's just not my fave, okay? It was just like an experiment learning how to throw on the wheel. I don't know. Next, I have this little vase type cup. I say vase just because it has this kind of inward lip that goes up and out. And I love the glaze on this, you guys. Like, just look at how fun and beautiful and just crazy these colors turned out. Like, I don't know. I think it turned out really, really, really cute. I love the colors. The shape of this is really nice. However, I just don't know what I would use this for. Like, it's not big enough to be like a proper vase, obviously, but it's not quite like a drinking cup. I don't know. If you have ideas, let me know what I can use this little vase for. But I do think it's really, really pretty. Maybe it's just decoration, I don't know. It's cute, it is really cute. And next up, I have this little guy. I love this, This makes me think espresso. Like, I have an espresso machine. Like, I could make my little espresso in here and then pour it into my like iced coffee or whatever. I don't know. But it is just a really cute little ceramic. It is pretty like square up and down, and it has this really kind of pretty coppery bronze glaze. I think it turned out super nice. I really like the thickness of this guy. He's not super thick. It just feels very dainty and cute. I could be drinking my little double macchiato out of this, okay? Just like 2 shots of espresso and a little bit of milk foam. Like, this is my little coffee drink, you know? It's just very cute. Next, I have, it's kind of a set of 3. I was playing around with a surface technique called sgraffito, and that is spelled with a G, okay? Before your clay goes through the first firing in the kiln and becomes bisqueware, so it is still soft, it still has some moisture in it, you paint a layer of either underglaze or slip color layer, and then you go in and you carve it off, and you can make really cool designs. So this is one of my sgraffitos that I did, and this is a throne little cup, jar, trinket dish. I don't know what this is for. I don't think it's really quite a cup. I think it's more of just like a little dish. I just kind of went through and carved it, and then it gets fired, and then I put a clear glaze on top to make it shiny and water resistant. So you could use this essentially to put food or liquid in and it would hold it. But just kind of some interesting swirly designs. That's what the bottom looks like. That's the texture before the clear glaze, and it's kind of rough, but the clear glaze makes it waterproof. This is another sgraffito that I did, and this one just has some little tree designs. There's a little moon and stars. I think this one's just so cute. This one, I don't know, it's just a vibe with the dark colors and the little trees and stars. Again, just another kind of small little cup trinket dish. This again was thrown on the wheel. I made a lot of smaller things. And my third and final sgraffito, I made this little mug. Oh, look at it, it's got a little handle, and it just has some little vine design kind of going around the little mug. This one is my favorite. I will definitely be keeping this. Look how cute. Drink your little coffee or your little tea. One of the interesting things about clay is it does shrink. So the clay we were using shrunk by 13%. So when I threw this on the wheel, it was 13% bigger. And then by the time it was done firing, it does shrink because all of the water moisture comes out and the clay hardens and tightens into fired finished clay piece. That is my little sgraffito mug, okay? Got 2 more. This is a interesting fired little cup design, okay? And as you can tell, there is this kind of surface carving that I did, almost to give it like tree trunk, woodland texture. I really like the shape of this. I just think it looks really nice. You can kind of see has just like this little curved edge. This feels like a nice teacup. You know, it just got a nice feel to it. And the colors are kind of brown and green. I do think that it turned out really pretty. It almost looks a little bit mossy, but definitely in a different sense than my little tree stump, okay? So it's just got a different vibe of its own. And last but not least, I have one of my favorite projects that I made, and it is this little mug, okay? The mug portion of this was thrown on the wheel, and then I attached this little handle, which is kind of like a little tree stump, not a tree stump, I guess it's supposed to be like a stick. Okay, so it's got a little stick handle, and I have this little monstera leaf that I attached, and I just think it's so cute. I do really like the colors of this glaze. They turned out really fun. And I glazed this and this in different colors. So what I did is I held it, I dipped until here, and then I wait for it to dry, and then I dipped this side in the brown, and it just turned it into this really cute little, very woodsy green mug. This is very Kayla of me, isn't it? This goes with the vibe, right? Ah, I love this, I love this. But that's it. That's all of the ceramics that I did this semester, you guys. Which, I don't know, sometimes I look at this little stash in front of me and I'm like, wow, this looks like a lot. And then sometimes I look at it and I'm like, wow, I didn't do very much. But these projects take a lot of time. I spent quite a few hours going in after class on the open lab days to work. So 4 hours a week plus, you know, going in a couple hours here and there. This is what I created, and yeah, I'm really happy with it. I think I did well in this class. I was at least at par with all the other students in there. I think I'm gonna get a good grade. I have not gotten my final grade back, but I think I'll pass. I'll at least pass, okay? No, but I think I'll get a pretty decent grade. I tried. I definitely put some effort in here, and I really enjoyed it. I genuinely enjoyed. I love using my hands. I love being creative. It's just very me. I mean, I'm an art major. I don't know what you expect, but I really did enjoy making these. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all of my ceramic pieces. I know you guys have been watching my vlogs. You hear me talking about my ceramics class quite regularly, so I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what I got done. Next semester, I will be taking another class. However, it is not quite as fun. I will be taking Art History 2. I took Art History 1 like 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I think it was 4 years ago I took Art History 1. So I'm gonna go take Art History 2, and there's definitely not as much creating going on. It's more of just like homework, lecture, quiz type class. Though I do think there will be one art project, so I'll probably make a video on that. Tis the life of being an art major. So I hope you guys enjoyed this fun little video. I definitely enjoyed sharing it with you guys. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, a comment. Tell me which one is your favorite of all of these things that I made and showed you today. Which one is your favorite? Let me know if you've ever taken a ceramics class or if it's something you'd be interested in doing. I don't know, just leave a comment, say hello. I love chatting with you guys. Anyways, I'm going to go now. I'm tired. It's been a long semester and I'm gonna go enjoy my winter break. So I will see you guys all in the next video. Goodbye, my friends.